They should release that man. One day we will rise against the nation. We will fight federal government. One day they should release man in the Karu. We are speaking.
The Igbo states or the Biafra state. Let me use the Biafra states. It's not the Igbo state, because the Biafra includes both the Ijo. You go to Kogi, both the Banke, both the Shekri, both the Idoma. These are part of Biafra states. You don't need to. Any place you go, you see their mothers. They tie 2 pieces of wrapper. If your mother ties 2 pieces of wrapper, you're a Biafra. You understand? It is just a common knowledge. You don't need a pastor to tell you who you are. Once your mother ties 2 piece of wrapper, she will tie one, then use the other one to tie it. You are a Biafra.
That's what makes you.
It is because we have common culture. We have common culture as a people. We marry the same way. You understand me? We bury almost the same way. We care for our dead. You don't know that? So we also use the same market days. You understand? The 4 market days. So it's just very simple to know who you are. You understand? But I don't blame those people who claim they are not Biafrans. You don't blame them, because they are afraid to suffer what Biafrans have suffered. The pain, the agony that is being associated with the war is what put these people into perpetual fear. That is why they always want to disassociate themselves, because once you are you pronounce yourself a Biafra, you become a sheep for a slaughter. Once you say you are a Biafra, you are a dead man. That is why when people will come out in Abia State to fly their flag of the ideology of what they believe in, you see the army shooting like bullet at them, killing them without them being armed. These are unarmed individuals, but they come out in the street to protest or do 1 or 2 things. You see them being shot at. Why do these things happen? It's just because that name Biafra, and the government of the day, they don't want to hear it. As Tinubu is, he doesn't want to hear Biafra, because Biafra will destroy their franchise. You know, Nigeria is their cocoa farm. It's where they plant their cocoa. It's where the money is. If we remain as one, they will continue to, still to embezzle the public fund. But once that Biafra comes, all these things will be a mirage. You will see them happening.
Are you saying that if people leave Nigeria, Nigeria will collapse?
Nigeria will not collapse. It will not collapse. But it will give them the full realization of oneself. Nigeria as an entity, we are not able to realize our individual talent as a people. But when Biafra come, the Yorubas will know their uniqueness. The Hausas will know their uniqueness. You understand? The Hausas will know them as farmers. They will begin to utilize it. You understand? But because we are plunged into one country, which is just like a goat. If one person has a goat, you don't need God to tell you that in the morning you will go and bring food for that goat. But once you are 2 or 3 that owns one goat, you will be waiting for Emeka. There is Emeka turn, or Emeka will give the goat food. Emeka will be waiting for Ekene. Ekene will give the goat food. At the end of the day, you people would have succeeded not to give that goat food, because you were expecting this person or that person to give the goat the food. That is the problem of Nigeria. Because of the oil. The oil now is a cause. I am even praying for God to dry the oil in the east, so that they will allow us free passage to go our freeway. There are other things we have. Since we are not enjoying the oil, is it the thing keeping us alive? No. Are we not living? The government is not sustaining us. The oil is not sustaining us. But we are still living.
We don't have the oil.
We are living. So if that is the case, let the oil dry up, so that we will begin to understand and begin to appreciate what God has deposited into us as a people.
So in
last war, Biafra must go.
We are almost at the tail end. Anybody, if your pastor is telling you that Biafra, there is one Nigeria, you should pray for Nigeria, that man is sick in the head. The man is a madman. Because there is nothing like that. Just go and mark it. The only prayer we are praying now is that God will keep us. We that believe so much in this struggle of a better country where we will enhance our potential. If we have this people like us who have this ideology, we are praying that God will keep us to see this very promised land, this land of Biafra that is flowing with milk and honey, so that it will not happen in our park, that even as we see it, our children will see it, our children will see it. Then you will begin to see that London is a child's play to what will happen in the east here. You will begin to see infrastructure. You begin to see people live life not like animal. This man told you that here is a zoo, and we are living in a zoo because there is a lot of lawlessness, there is a lot of insecurity. You understand? So it's not peculiar in the east. When they tell you that it's IPOB that killed people in Olo, that is IPOB that killed people in Anambra State, know that it is the state-sponsored individuals that are doing this, because IPOB, they remain peaceful. The only military arm of IPOB is the ESL, and you cannot find them later in the street. You only find them in the bush, in the forest. That is where they are. So these people coming out in the road, in our street, to perpetrate evil and kill and maim, they are not part of IPOB. If you want to know why the IPOB, why ESN was created, Eastern Security Network, their primary aim of creating them was to foster the Fulani herdsmen that have been going about destroying our farmland, raping our mothers, raping our daughters, raping our sisters, and chasing us out from our ancestral homes. That was the primary aim of the establishment of ESN, and they have come to stay. And that is why the little gari that we eat from the east here, the little yam that we eat from east here, it is being sustained by this ESN. Because if they were not around, these cattle rearers of nomadians would have entered our bush, killed our mothers, destroy our crops, and put us into perpetual hunger. But we thank God for them, and they are living as much as they are.
Nigeria now, how does it feel, man?
Oh, hellfire. The country now is no go area. As I'm talking to you now, any small chance that I see now, I'll just become for this country. Just leave this thing called country for once. Because
life, we use it like today in Nigeria.
God forbid. I can never try that. Even if I come to this world and it happens that I'm in this country called Nigeria, my brother, I will commit suicide and go back.
What of Tinubu administration? 1 year in office.
Hellfire. Tinubu as a president is not trying at all. Till tomorrow I'll keep saying it. I don't mind what will happen, but I'm still saying it. The man entered the office through the back door. Peter Obi, we voted Peter Obi. We sing for Peter Obi, we voted for him. And only INEC and Supreme Court and Wike, INEC, Supreme Court, Wike, they imposed Tinubu to us. And now we are suffering. Go to the market. You can't even buy a cup of gari. You can't even buy gari self. Come on, gari. The poor man food before is now rich man food. Come on, gari that we normally see as poor man food before. Today now it's now rich man food. You hear me? So nowadays things are not. Nobody is smiling. We are hunger. Hunger don't take over the whole place. Insecurity, hunger. That is hard. That the main hardship don't take over everywhere.
What do you want to tell Mr. President last one?
My last word for Mr. President, if I'm still saying this, just like my word before now, if he knows that this country is too big for him to rule, let him step down for a young Vanguard man to take over. We don't need him. It's too hot for that seat. Leave that seat for young person to take over.
Thank you so much.
Ah.